Buenos días y bienvenidos a todos. Good morning and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password. Alternatively, you can check out our website and you'll see the link and password posted there. Our website is www.cslpv.org. So today is Sunday, March 19, 2023. And we are continuing with our annual theme, which is Living Out Loud. Our topic for the month of March is Cultivating Authenticity. The topic for this week is Boundaries Build Bridges. So each week we open with a spiritual practice called affirmative prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical tool that shifts our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept the good that is already present. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week, with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. Today, I'll be reading from March 13, 2014. And just a reminder that spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to gently close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. I breathe deeply, centering myself in the awareness that God is all there is. God is the essence of ease, grace, beauty, and joy. I know that all that God is, I am. With each breath, I allow myself to relax more deeply into the divine flow that so eagerly and readily desires to work through me and as me. I surrender myself to Spirit's flow, allowing it to carry me gently in the infinite stream of ease and grace. Everything that I need comes to me before I even become aware of the need. The world around me responds to me with love and joy, making all of my interactions and relationships harmonious and pleasurable. My creativity bursts forth in new and wonderful ways as I allow the divine flow to do its work as me. I am energized by the divine flow in ways that make me even deeper in consciousness. I am so grateful for the magnificent new experiences that come as a result of opening more fully to the divine flow. I am thankful for the ease and grace with which my life unfolds. With gratitude, I release my word to God as the law of mind, knowing that it flows forth from thought to form with brilliance and joy. And so it is. And that was originally submitted by my dear friend, Reverend Joanne McFadden from New York. And as we do each week as well, let's together review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. And we do this by means of our vision, which is creating the life you desire. And this is supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. So once again, welcome everyone. Here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta, we honor and respect all faiths, all paths, all traditions, all religions. Please know that you are here in a place that is welcoming to all. Here, we teach a philosophy called the science of mind, and it's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. We offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth, such as our opening spiritual mind treatment. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes was asked to provide a concise definition of the science of mind teaching, he replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. And each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. We are meeting live at our new location on Sunday at noon at Calle Venezuela, number 232 on the rooftop. Hang out with us after the service for some great conversation with like-minded people. And if you have any questions or comments, you can either post them online wherever you're watching this replay, chat with me in person, or send me a direct email, and I'll be sure to respond. Well, physical boundaries can act as walls. When we communicate our boundaries instead of a wall, we are creating a clear path for others to connect with us. Boundaries build bridges. And boundaries are where we end and the other begins. Nancy Levin, in her books, Setting Boundaries Will Set You Free, defines boundaries as a limit that you set to define what you will or will not do, or what you will or will not accept or tolerate from others. If we desire to express ourselves authentically, then it's up to us to become familiar with and clarify these boundaries for ourselves and for others. Boundaries are the container in which our authentic self resides. And having clarity about our boundaries empowers us to know what ours is to be and do in the world. And until we communicate our boundaries and hold others accountable to them, we can't expect others to honor them. We may not feel comfortable sharing them because of the beliefs that we have. If we feel selfish or that we are being difficult or even unspiritual, it is still our responsibility. Letting others know keeps us from being doormats and being stepped on. It creates bridges to others by giving them a path to connect with us. It also prevents others from stepping on landmines that they didn't even know were there. Sharing our boundaries invites us to get to know one another better. So the purpose of life is to express itself. And as spiritual beings, we are individualizations of Source, the divine, God, whatever word you choose. And with our unique intentions, desires, and boundaries. There are different areas in which we have boundaries, whether they be physical, mental, emotional, energetic, and material. And when we live as if we lack boundaries, we unconsciously tell others that there is nothing of ours that we hold sacred. We can feel that we exist for their use and all is for the taking. Of course, we would stop someone from trying to do harm to our bodies or taking something of ours that didn't belong to them. Yet, when we do not let them know what our limits are, we set ourselves up for a whole set of emotions, including resentment, betrayal, and anger. And fear that comes from a sense of unworthiness, that somehow we don't deserve the space that we require, can keep us quiet, even if we feel like a doormat. To live out loud invites us to share our relevant boundaries out loud. These are part of our authentic expressions of life. We are not creating boundaries where there are none. They already exist, and we have not yet communicated them. Here's a quote from Ken Wilbury. He says, every decision we make, our every action, our every word is based on the construction, conscious or unconscious, of boundaries. To make a decision means to draw a boundary line between what to choose and what not to choose. So boundaries, we don't have to make them up. We need to uncover them. And boundaries build bridges. We need to communicate our boundaries. Others can't read our mind, and it's not an assumption that everyone knows this about me. This does not absolve us from our responsibility to communicate them, though. It gives us an opportunity to practice courage and to be vulnerable. It's an authentic expression because we are sharing who we are rather than who we are not. And it gives others a path to connect with us. These boundaries around our physical, mental, and emotional bodies. And we also have boundaries around our time and energy and our material goods. And it never feels good when our limits are crossed without our consent. And when you don't feel good, it can help you to discover boundaries that you did not know that you currently have. So taking time to become familiar with your limits, your non-negotiables, is another method of self-discovery. And once you know who you are, you can create new boundaries from there and then communicate them with others. So here's a few examples of what healthy boundaries might look like. Valuing your personal boundaries and not compromising them for someone else. Saying no and accepting when others say no. Knowing who you are and what you want and communicating that to others. Engaging in appropriate sharing. Not letting others define you or your sense of self-worth. Knowing that your needs and feelings are just as important as the needs and feelings of others. And knowing that you have the right to your emotions and feelings. Respecting others' values, beliefs, and opinions, while knowing that you do not have to compromise your own. And here's a quote from Ernest Holmes. You rob no person when you discover your own good. You limit no person when you express a greater degree of livingness. You hinder no person's evolution when you consciously enter into the kingdom of your good and possess it today. Communicating our boundaries may feel difficult and a bit scary, but like any skill, it gets easier the more you do it. Avoidance may feel easier, but there's consequences once boundaries have been crossed. And there's a natural reaction to push back and to bring with it many other emotions. So deciding to be brave and asking what you need may not get us the results that we hope for. This new conversation may feel to others like you're putting limits on the relationship. And these boundaries were always there, but you didn't know until now that they existed. If expressing your authentic self with someone is a problem for them, it may be time to evaluate your boundaries around how willing you are to tolerate people who don't respect your boundaries. We wouldn't feel guilty if a friend asked us for change and we didn't have any cash on us. So we shouldn't feel guilty for saying no. To give what you do not have to give robs yourself and creates resentment. In the course of The Good Girl, Rachel Simons wrote this. When kindness comes at the expense of truth, it is not a kindness worth having. So knowing our values and limits empowers us to live in alignment with them. It helps us to say yes to our yeses and no to our nos. And as we live out loud in the world, it's up to us to honor our values and limits by clarifying them with others. One way is to say no, and it's our right. No creates its own boundary. No is a complete sentence that doesn't require any explanation. And when we say yes, when we really mean no, or when we compromise our own comfort in order to please someone else, or when we give in to something that we don't want, it is our authentic self that is being disrespected. In many situations, it's up to us it is actually us that is crossing our own boundaries. And honoring our own boundaries is an act of self-love that cultivates our authenticity. When we say no to one thing, we say yes to something else. By clarifying our limits, we are making space for us to live out loud. Brene Brown said this in The Gifts of Imperfection. When we fail to set boundaries and hold people accountable, we feel used and mistreated. This is why we sometimes attack who they are, which is far more hurtful than addressing a behavior or choice. So when we teach others how to be with us, how will others know how to treat us if we don't let them know? And if we're waiting to see if they'll respond and respect what we believe they should have known all along, we're playing games that sabotage our relationships. And it's a setup for everyone involved. Once we know our boundaries, it's an act of love to share them with others. It invites others to understand us better, and it communicates the way to our heart. When boundaries get crossed, we can then have a heart-to-heart conversation for reconciliation. If we remain quiet, though, when a boundary has been crossed and it matters to us, our hearts will remain separate. And we'll feel bad while we inwardly judge and resent others. And this cuts us off from feeling compassion for them when actually it's needed. So how can we love someone who has been using us? Authenticity is a practice. We can start right now where we are today, forgiving ourselves and others from being perfectly imperfect, and begin again. Loving ourselves and others to be brave and clarify, this is what I will or will not do, this is what I will or will not accept or tolerate, will build bridges of connection. It is an act of living out loud. So I'll leave you with this quote from Brene Brown. Compassionate people ask for what they need. They say no when they need to. And when they say yes, they mean it. They're compassionate because their boundaries keep them out of resentment. And that brings us to our quote for the day. Sharing my boundaries builds bridges to authentically connect with others. And so now it's our time for graciously giving back to where we are spiritually fed. Donations are gratefully received using either PayPal or Tithely on our website. www.cslpv.org. Or if you still like to write out a paper check, you can do so and mail it addressed to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y8N1. So now, if you would like to join me in our offertory affirmation. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So now for some announcements for this week. If you would like a one-on-one connection for a spiritual mind treatment to assist you with changes or emotions or whatever it is you're experiencing in life or would like to experience more of, then please connect with me and we can arrange for a meeting. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact me so you can be sent the current form. I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. And if you're interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we'll be offering the course Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life once again in April. We'll also be teaching the course Roots in English via Zoom and in person in Spanish starting the first week of April. All of this information is located on our website under the title Courses Available. So please connect with me or check out our website for more information. And let me know as well if there's another course or workshop or even a book study that you would be interested in taking, and we can plan dates for those as well. We'll be offering another interesting workshop coming up very soon, so watch for the details on that. And let's continue with practicing peace. We each can be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. So may peace and love be with you. And I'd also like to thank again all the people that have personally donated to assist me with my recent medical expenses as a result of my accident that required emergency surgery here in Mexico. As I don't have international insurance, all of these expenses have come out of my own pocket. And so far, through this GoFundMe, we have raised just over $1,000 towards the $6,700 in expenses. And in my vulnerability, I'll say that my boyfriend has also assisted me, and we have maxed out our credit cards and depleted our savings. So if you would like to help us by donating, you can do so through PayPal or by using the GoFundMe link noted on the opening page of our website. It's also listed on Facebook. So we are grateful for any and all donations, no matter the amount. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming and sharing this time together today. Peace and blessings to all. Namaste.